The other day I was just browsing social media and suddenly, my friend, he has just went on to Forbes 30 under 30. This 19 years old has just funded $1 million company. This dog, he has 10,000 times more followers and friends than me.
Oh my god, where is your house? Even your neighbor's nephew's dog is doing better than you. Failure, oh my god, where is your house? Even your neighbor's nephew's dog, where's my house?
Hey friends, I'm in my 20s now, and recently I've been able to have a lot of deep conversations with some of my friends. And one of the common topic and theme that kept showing up is this concept of feeling behind in life. My friends are telling me things like,
my friends, they are all progressing in their corporate career, launching successful businesses, becoming influencer, getting married, having babies, and here I am, feeling lost, behind, by myself. Why? Why did you leave me behind, dear chocolate? Why?
But I would like to paint a different picture today. I would like to paint a picture in which feeling behind can actually be good for us. So we'll begin with the story of Dr. Alok Kanoja from Healthy Gamer. Ever since he has graduated from high school, he spent most of his time just playing video games because he wanted to be one of the top gamers in the world. And in case you didn't know, some of the top gamers in the world, they have a pretty lucrative career. But that didn't went according to the plan. At one of his peak moments, he only reached about 17 in the world ranking. And if you know the world of gaming, you gotta be at least in the top 10 to be able to make a significant amount of money. And this is already when he is spending every single waking moment gaming. And at the age of 26, when everyone is graduating from their med school, he is only just joining med school at that point in time. So imagine how behind in life he feels, right? Yet, it is precisely because of this feeling of being behind. At the age of 31, when he is a psychiatrist, he is able to really relate to people who has video game addiction, and now he has built this incredible community around in which he serves people who face the same issue. And there's plenty more other stories in which the feeling of being behind, the struggle, turns out to be one of the greatest gifts ever. Like Byron Katie, she only turned her lives around in her 40s. Or Louise Hay started dancing when she was late into her 60s, 70s, and shifting a lot more in that age. And for most of these teachers, it is precisely because of the suffering, the struggle, the feeling behind that they have went through that allows them to really be empathetic and have compassion to all the clients that they get to serve. And one of the life hacks here is that if we stretch the time horizon for a few years down the road, that's when it's a lot easier to see how things are a blessing in disguise. I have a friend who went through a divorce, and at that point in time during the divorce, he told me it was the shittiest moment in his life, everything was falling apart. And after he divorced, he changed a different country, got a better job, and he met another girl who happened to be a Miss Pageant, and they are married now. At that point in time, one of the shittiest things that has ever happened, but stretches it out over the course of a few years, the divorce become one of the best things that has ever happened to him. Basically, understand that life is not linear but is filled with ups and downs. People who become successful young and early without the right foundation often come crashing down when they are faced with challenges. While people who are behind have the time to reflect, experience failure, and cultivate better mental resilience. And sometimes we underestimate how much life can transform over a short period of time. I have a friend who went from struggling to make a living to be able to buy a luxury car, a nice lifestyle, all because he needed that time to build up his sales skill set. And I have another friend who graduated from his engineering degree, realized he hated engineering, and with just 2 years of learning programming, he is now one of the higher paying software developers in our age group. Also, let's put things into perspective. I remember a while ago I met these couples who have been together for decades, and I was just looking at them, still flirting with each other, creating surprises, holding hands, and I was just like, gosh, that would be my role model of a couple. But then a few months later, they ended up in a divorce.
That escalated quickly.
It illustrates the Chinese saying in which every house has a difficult scripture. What it means is that at the tip of the iceberg, based on what we can see from people in social media, underneath the surface, there's just this huge chunk of struggle, worries, fear, anxieties that we often don't show to other people. Basically, the core thought I want to share to you is that we are not alone when we are struggling or feeling behind. There are plenty of other individuals who feel the same way, and we get to continue to shift and move forward. And I'll wrap with the final thoughts about how context really matters. If you are a caretaker taking care of someone who is sick, if you have some mental illness, or you have some chronic illness, or if your industry is in a COVID-affected area, of course your industry and career is gonna be affected. Now, I think the self-help world often goes like, don't let the circumstances be your excuse, push yourself, push through the challenge. And I'm a huge proponent of focusing what we can control. But what I'm saying is understanding the context we are in, we get to give ourselves a lot more grace and compassion, recognizing that it is all just part of our journey. And that's all I would like to share in this video. You take care.